today have been published under the editorial guide of various publishers, and we on Nigeria Info are only informing you of the headlines as we have them for today. Now, from this day newspaper, quite a number of stories there are of interest, at this time. And of course, the biggest being about the strike scheduled for Wednesday. Whether that will be, well, we will find out. But from this day newspaper, North Central Senate caucus congratulates Gbajabiamila, Akume, Adija on appointments. Anambra unveils electronic card to curb impersonation in public service. Other stories of interest this very morning. Focus on economy, infrastructure development. ABC chieftain tells Tinubu. Anambra, okay. And then Zafra governor gives Matawale 5-day ultimatum to return missing bulletproof cars. NNPC, subsidy removal to reduce petrol consumption by 30%. Foundation give grants to 500 widows and fiscally challenged in Edo State. Other stories, all eyes on Tinubu, National Assembly. When will suspended Adamawa Rec and others be prosecuted? Senate presidency, why the cap fits Oji Kalu? Tinubu's new government and old challenges. Well, those are leading stories from this day. Now to the likes of Leadership newspaper. Subsidy should go, but its impact must be managed swiftly. NDIC seeks stakeholders' input on robust differential premium assessment. NNPC to discontinue crude swap, targets cash payments for petrol imports. OPEC cuts Nigeria's oil quota by 20% to 1.38 million barrels. Unity Bank grows gross earnings to 57 billion in 2022. Anglican bishop slams political leaders over Dangote refinery. Federal government bans underage from taking common entrance examination. And then subsidy remover spoils West African stolen petrol market. Delta governor names road after Senator Okowa. FCT pilgrim stranded in Saudi Arabia. Of interest as well, Labour Party unveils Umulu as Imo deputy governorship candidate. Ignore Akeredelu's death, rumor, says Ondo government. Ondo gets new speaker and deputy. Keeping up with all the stories for today, you'd also find in Leadership, OPEC cuts Nigeria's oil quota by 20% to 1.38 million barrels. Unity Bank grows gross earnings. Okay, I did take this already. All right, well, these are stories from Leadership. Now, to take a look at stories from this day newspaper. Subsidy. Federal government okays action on TUC demands. Court reinstates Anti-Corruption Commission pause. Stay away from Kanu. Governors warn criminals. Governors warns criminals. Okay. North Central to Musa, Wase, and Gagdi on National Assembly leadership withdraw from race. Resident doctors to federal government, era of paying lip service to brain drain should be over. NAD insists on 200% salary increase, give president more time. 1.55 billion US dollars blocked funds. Nigeria, Algeria, others account for 68% in Africa. Federal government TUC meet over fuel subsidy. Other stories of interest this very morning. Sakai is my favorite Arsenal player, says Sanwo-Olu. Akon bears its fans in pursuit of industry standards. All right, well, these are stories here and there. Restating the minister. There's an editorial around Festus Keamu. Deceptive subsidy, unveiling the truth, seeking better path. All right, well, this makes up stories from the nation. Now to Vanguard. Bandits kill scores in Zamfara, abduct over 30 girls. 10th National Assembly vote with discretion. Ohaneze Ndigbo tells federal lawmakers. NLC shows meeting with federal government, TUC 6 pay rise. OPEC cuts Nigeria's oil output by 20.7% to 1.38 million barrels per day. Subsidy. Udume asks Tinubu personally meet with NLC to avert strike. Support for Akpabio's Senate presidency shaky. Number of supporters dwindle. Senate indicts AGF over failure to recover 910 billion naira short-term loan to MDAs. Police nab 2 suspects over killing of tricycle rider in Niger State. Why I sacked auxiliary as PMS boss. Makinde breaks silence. Other stories, Tinubu's government is temporary. Article tells PDP National Assembly members. All right, other stories of interest as it appears in Vanguard for today. Ikoyi prison's boss laments lack of vehicles to convey inmates to court. My nasty experience with vicious fuel subsidy cabal by Kojo Iwala. Talking about fuel subsidy cabal, you should listen to what Vice President Shetima had to say about this. He says they are very powerful people. You know, I'll play what he said for you. Vice President Shetima talked about the fuel subsidy cabal and how powerful they are. Auto gas stalls as NNPC marketers BK over 500 billion naira debt, prorated fuel costs. Now, this is from The Guardian. U.S. assures NDLEA of more support in fight against illicit drugs. That's according to Marwa there, speaking about that. Other stories of interest, as you find from The Guardian, second term will be better. Makinde assures Oyo residents. And then, also in The Guardian for today, Lagos plans to increase donated blood from 115,000 to 200,000 units. NLC boycotts meeting as federal government TUC 6 option out of Wednesday strike. NDLEA destroys tons of skunk, seizes 76.9 kilogram loud from Canada. Doctors urge Tinubu to declare state of emergency in the health sector. And SCDC nabbed 4 suspects for sodomy in Jigawa State. Serap taxed Tinubu on probe of alleged mismanaged $2.1 billion and 3.1 trillion naira fuel subsidy funds. Alliance tackles pollution to mark World Environment Day. And that's on June 5, by the way. Kegama tasked Tinubu and others on national healing and fuel price. Nigeria's broadband penetration drops as telecos lose 2.5 million voice customers. 7 days into second term, Sanwo-Olu yet to make appointments. Adeleke dissolves 7th Osun Assembly. FCTA plans to construct bicycle lanes in Abuja. UN appoints AFDB's additional Mukhtar Nweli into group against malnutrition. All right, these are leading stories as we find them across the papers for today. You want to read up more about them? Do remember the stories have been published under the editorial guide of various publishers, and we on Nigeria Info have only informed you of the headlines as we have them for today.
This is Nigeria Info.
All right, it's time to take on your calls for today. We'll be asking you to follow through with our editorial guide. Your calls need to be devoid of hateful speech, lies, fake news, and abuses. We ask of you to be truthful and factual as you share with us on Nigeria Info. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube this very morning. Go on there and drop your comments, interact with others as we have them on our YouTube and Facebook channel at Nigeria Info Abuja. at Nigeria Info Abuja. Okay? And that will make it true. Your comments will make it true. Okay, we can take on your calls on 0700-951-0000. Again, that's 0700-951-0000. And on WhatsApp is 080-999-30137. And of course, the last line would be 080-9597-4869.
Watch your number one talk station of the nation. Nigeria Info every day of the week, Mondays to Friday on YouTube to catch up with the Morning Crossfire.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
Yes, good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, my name is Charles. I'm calling from Wicked City.
All right, welcome, Charles. Good to have you on.
I want to talk about the level. One thing I know observe is that the Nigeria Level Congress has a new leadership that I don't think, I'm not trying to give them credit, but I think the last leadership of Labour messed up. They were just giving boju with the government of APC at that time. I don't know what the ones that are there now are up to. That's number one. We have been told that people have prepared for the past 30 years for this position. And by now we expect things to be running. Like, when you look at what the news going on in Kano, you know we came to work. No time to check time, like we usually say this part of the world. I hope it will be like that, Buhari, that they say they are looking for a technocrat. At the end of the day, they brought the same set of people. Motion without movement. May God help us.
God help us. Well, let's hope things go different soon enough. Good morning to you. Yes, good morning. Welcome. My brother, you would have to try again. Oh, the network is unstable. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning from my brother. How are you doing?
All right, welcome, Alassane. Yes, sir.
I don't know why most of group is to put issue in the federal government. Whenever telling their members to go and vote something like that. I don't know why. Everybody have to stay away from the politics, the issue of National Assembly, because the National Assembly has right to choose who wants to choose. And I want to assure them, no matter how they do, the National Assembly Speaker or the Senate President is going to be APC again. And I don't know why whenever they put him out into everything.
Why can't they also say their opinion? Alassane,
yeah.
Would you say that a family member should not have a discussion or should not have a say in your family? They are Nigerians, so they deserve. They have a right to say what they want to say and not say what is popular.
Whether they are the members vote APC or they don't vote APC is going to take over National Assembly again. Thank you very much for this. God bless you.
All right, Joe. Thanks. Well, for your viewpoint, it's an interesting one. They should say what everybody is saying. Well, it makes it difficult to stand out if you're saying what people are saying, if you want to say anything at all. Okay, good morning to you. Are you there?
Hello, Dr. Femi.
Oh, yeah. Yes, good
I'm
morning.
here. I remember humble self, Abubakar Ali, aka calling from PW Kuba. Yes. Distinguished Senator Odu Okalu, by the special grace of God Almighty, the incoming Senate President of the 10th National Assembly. Yes. The coast is becoming clearer. And secondly, I expect Tinubu to do very, very well on the economy. And he has started already by having the audacity, the courage, to remove fuel subsidy. That shows he's ready. But I'm not happy with a particular news that dropped our percentage of this crude production to 1.35 from 1.8. I hope it will not have adverse effect on our dollar income. And lastly, very quickly, fuel consumption has dropped by, you say, 20% or 30%?
Sorry, I don't follow. Fuel consumption has dropped, or what do you mean? The
yes,
price?
One of
Yes,
the airlines
the
fuel consumption
NFPC.
after removal.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that percentage. It has dropped by 50% because I can use myself where I used to use car, go do this thing, I let that they use now. So it has dropped by 50%.
What thing are you doing that you are going car with doing? The thing that you are doing that you cannot disclose. It's okay. You're doing the doing.
No, I should not disclose it. And those places I cannot go with on this thing now on neutral. So I have to drive. So
wow.
I'm on to leg am. Thank you.
Tinubu picking, well done, sir. That's all I will say to you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Titus Taguma says, good morning, Femi. That's on Facebook. Dr. Mr. Libera from Owerri State, Owerri in Imo State said, Nigerians don't deserve this type of suffering being meted out by our leaders. I bought a gallon of fuel for 3,000 naira because there was no light, just to charge my phone and watch TV news. For how long shall this agony last? This Wednesday is for NLC to short this country. We can't continue suffering in the midst of plenty while our leaders live in opulence. Enough is enough. Also, Francis Nnamani from Enugu State says, good morning, Femi. Stay away from Kano. Governors warn criminals. That's good one. The governor should collaborate with Mr. President to tackle the height of criminalities, attacks, and killings in various parts of the country. It's purely the responsibility of government to protect lives and properties and make lives of people meaningful. Okay, all right, let's take some more calls. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Femi.
How are you today?
I'm good. What of you, Femi? This is Nedu from Guarimpa.
All right, then. Good to have you on.
Femi, I want to talk of issue of this security. First is and about 30 girls in that place, Zamfara. And Femi, my question still remains. Is this bandit spirit, Femi, that they will kidnap up to 30 people in this kind of new generation, and they spend about how many weeks, without how many months, how many years, without the interest? Or is it that government are shining away from these bandits? So they should just answer me one question, because it beats my imagination that about 30, 40, 50 people will be kidnapped within Nigeria, even if it's in the forest. They will make it focus. They will be knowing their destination. But willingness to tackle these people, they will forget about it. But what pains me is that there's certain part of the country that to this will be. Even with 30 seconds, they will discover where they are. Government will put every of their armrests to find out what is happening. So, my question still remains, is this bandit their spirit or are they still human beings?
Okay, all right. Interesting question you do bring up there. Jonathan, thank God, says, good morning, FMD, and to all Nigeria Info listeners, a blessed week to us all. Muazu John Lasisi from Jigo Buhari says, subsidy removal, Tinubu is a courageous leader. It should stand firm against the cabal. Asu Peter says, good morning, Dr. Femdi. So they know them and go after them. Are the cabals more powerful than the presidents of the country? They cannot nail any of them, or are they members of the cabal? Matthew Egbe says, good morning, Femdi, and all the crew. Oludade Abiodun says, good morning, Femdi. Subsidy must go because some unscrupulous elements are just making money at the expense of Nigerians. And I greet Mr. Oshiafo, Salasi, and Barrister Asen. Okay, thank you for your message. Yinka Afolayan on Facebook said, insecurity, bandit strikes in Zamfara State. Why? Also, still reading through with some other messages that here and there. Faith Moses says, good morning, family. This is Faith Moses from New Cairo. Keep up the good work, Sam. May God give you good health. My brother, my prayer is that God will help the new government breed them and lead them in the right way. Good morning to you. Good morning. Welcome. Oh, do you mind if you speak up, please? Okay, welcome.
I think the killing in Zamfara State, this is so serious. Either they are spirit or they are invisible that we cannot explain. This is too much. The more they see, the more they stay on power. I'm telling you, I believe it's one of them that are kidnapping all their children. These people will not last 24 hours. They will get there. People will be kidnapped, they call, and they cannot trace them.
We should tell ourselves the truth. These are people's children, but it's too much. We are not benefiting any good leadership from these people. Let us just try and do something. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, that's the situation of things then. All right. Well, I need to go on the break. Even as we go on the break, surely enough, there are things of interest that you want to follow through on. And I'd like to say to you that quite a number of stories that will bring your attention to Limelight this very morning as we wade through some of them. Things you want to know about. You would also want to know essentially about the police have declared MC Olumo counterpart Nuclear Auxiliary wanted in Ibadan. I'm guessing that's an ally of MC Olumo. Vice President Shetima exposes the oil scam cabal, says they are very powerful. I'd like to play that for you as well. President Tinubu's maiden edition with the APC governors. We'll just hop through some points various governors made as they made that appearance before the president as well. And yes, APC intends to rule for many years. Former Governor Bagudu speaks about that. Sanwo-Olu to Tinubu.
This is Nigeria Info.
Your performance, Sanwo-Olu to Tinubu, your performance will be better. We'll tell whether we are in, whether you'll be remembered for good or bad. These are just some high points of things I would love to play for you as the day unfolds as well. TUC's position about the strike is also looking like they are not in for it. Abia presidents and the new governor there, Alex Oti, alongside with Peter Obi, they provided some expression as well. Did you know that the PDP had their, should I call it a convention? They had their own meeting this weekend, and it looks like they're trying to close in on the ranks. Listen to what Atiku Abubakar said at that meeting as well, asking for support, while Dino Melaye passively sends a message, not so much of begging, but some say he's begging. Send a message to the likes of VK and Governor Makinde on how things should go in days to come. But these are very interesting times, and he's asking that they should support Atiku Abubakar in his quest at the tribunal as well. There's a lot to reason through. There's a lot to follow through on. This is Morning Crossfire right here on Nigeria Info. Stay with us. The news comes up next in the 7 o'clock hour, and I'll play all of this for you as the day unfolds right here, right now.
This is Nigeria Info.